Brought to you by Twitch and Ultimate Guard. Nick Miller alongside our now Open champion and leader in the Players' Championship race, Dominic Harvey. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Here's your trophy. Second place last week in the Team Modern Open alongside finalist Tariq Patel and your buddy Omar Belden, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
It had to be tough taking the finals loss. But then, did you have any idea, how this weekend would go?
So we weren't actually planning on coming here initially. There's an open back in Toronto run by Face to Face that actually awarded SCG points because it's also an IQ. So the sensible, smart thing to do would be to stay locally, play that, maybe drive 45 minutes instead of 8 hours and cross the border and everything. But we decided we'll make just a nice weekend out of it. Came here, Edgar went deep. He was in top 8 contention for a long time. And then Tariq and I had the perfect Cinderella storyline of running back our finals, individual open this time, but you might see us together for some team events in the future.
Yeah, you can't draw it up pretty much any better than how it played out down the stretch here. Now, of course, Edgar's team as well, the All Amulet team, were in the top 8 of that team open as well. You guys kind of been traveling and going everywhere. Now, you guys have to imagine you and Tariq there are in pretty good positions to make some runs this season.
Yeah, Tariq is an adult with responsibilities, whereas I'm not, so I can afford to take flights to faraway places or to go on insane journeys like this in order to chase a dream. So I imagine you will see me do that. Can't speak for Tariq, obviously hope to see him there as well. And I think the two of us should be near the top of the leaderboard, if not at the actual top, so hoping to hold on to that for a while.
A finals appearance into a win is a good way to get on the top of the leaderboard. Yeah. I think we have to talk about your deck for a minute because,
if you have to.
Yeah. We saw a All Amulet finals at the end of last year. Your take on the deck, wildly different than what we saw from people like Edgar and Daryl last weekend. How did you come to this build with the Sword Tooth and the Coalition Relic, through the breaches, all the stuff, Teetering Peaks?
Yeah, so I was going to be playing Edgar's list initially. So last week they all top-aided with identical 75s, the white amulet list that they've been working on for a long time. I got a message an hour before I was due to leave with Edgar saying, bring some Golgari Rot Farms, bring some Assassin's Trophies, bring a Gitrog monster, which I don't think they ended up registering, but just got to have that one in the binder just in case. I wasn't really convinced by that, but I also wasn't getting the results with the white build that I liked. So I've been experimenting with this actually about 18 months ago. Had a lot of success then. I didn't know how well it held up still, but I decided that's the list that I know the best. It's the one that I think takes people by surprise, as you saw in the top 8 and elsewhere. And I think, I'm not going to say it's a strictly better version of the deck, but it has a much higher ceiling. It has more explosive capabilities. And then the Sawtooth and the one Coalition Relic. Now, you got to have the split, okay? If you try to split it too far in one direction or the other, then that can lead to problems. But the logic was that the Relic, it's ramp that you can stirrings for, that gets you to 6 by itself. It lets you cast Titan through a Blood Moon. Sometimes it fixes your colors for things like Solari West, explosive, stuff like that. And sometimes, if you have 4 Azusa and 4 Sawtooth, or 4 Azusa and 4 Scout, you have these draws where you have all your ramp effects, but you don't actually have enough lands to exploit those. So in those land-like draws, a Relic can bail you out of those and do some other things.
What about the other lands package? Teetering Peaks here, a lot of people saw your deck list when watching the stream earlier today. Things like Genius, Madman were thrown around.
Sure.
How did you come about that?
So there was going to be an endless sound to my deck until about an hour before deck list with you. Cut that one, but want to come back to it and explore that again. But the Teetering Peaks, in Modern, it's such an expansive format that you find yourself doing these gatherer searches of hundreds and hundreds of cards, just looking for the thing that does exactly what you need. And with Amulet, you have 3 different toolboxes in the deck, so you have to do a lot of those gatherer searches just to make sure you've seen all your options. So when I found Teetering Peaks, it was like a light bulb moment, seeing that. So if you have these and you have Sunhome with Breach, the math actually just works together so perfectly to do exactly 20 damage with no extra mana needed or anything like that. So once Breach into Primeval Titan can kill them reliably, then it's much easier to justify Breach in the deck, and the Emerald Course and the Sideboard Wildspine Worm are basically a free roll at that point.
Okay. Yeah, we saw that, well, it wasn't on camera, but we did see in the quarterfinals you took down your burn opponent who, wisely took no damage because the deck often does like the 18 or whatever, and you just 20'd them, and there was nothing they could do about it.
And Jake Mondello in the semis as well. I think I was fine that game regardless, but it's nice just to flex on camera, for the style points.
All right, well, you're now the champion. Any final shout-outs or closing thoughts here? Your deck was awesome. You put on a great show.
Yeah, thank you. Just shout out to the Toronto guys who drove me down here. Now we have to drive back, which the journey's going to be a little funner than it might be otherwise, but I know it's a long drive for them, especially Edgar, who he has a lot of fortitude. He's done this for years and years now, but it's still a long trip. So thanks for them for bringing me here, making the whole thing so enjoyable. To all of you guys at SCG and everyone at SCG for putting on such a great show. And can I put a Twitter plug in there too?
Go for it.
Okay. So follow on Twitter at Dominic Harvey. Not a good pun, but we're committed now. It's too late to change it.
In the MTG world, any pun's a good pun. So.
Yeah, I think that's like a solidly above average pun from what I've seen. So follow me there if you like more Amulet content. #Amulet coming your way very soon. But yeah, I think that about does it.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank
Great
you.
run. Send it over to Emma and Matthias to close it out here in Worcester.